Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be telling you that how to make a image search web application using the Pexels API. So basically if you search on Google Pexels API, so this is a website which provides HD photographs made by photographers. This is their API. First of all you need to create a simple account. After creating the account it will give you your API key. This is my API key. I will just copy this API key, control copy it, and right here inside my editor I will store it. After getting your API key, we need to go to this endpoint api.pexels.com slash version1 slash search question mark q is equal to and then the string here. And here after that you also need to provide the authorization header. Inside that authorization header you need to include your API key. You can see that this is the authorization header. So first of all I will just make a simple uh, HTML template. So here you can just change the title Pexel API web app, and inside this we will be having a div, and inside this we will have a form tag, and we will give a ID to it of my form like this. And inside this we will have a simple input field of type text, and we will be giving a ID to it of search, and it will be required. So here we will be providing the input field where the user can enter any kind of text to search for photograph, so it is required. And after that we will be having a submit button. In order to submit, the type will be submit and the value will be search photos like this, and we need to close it. That's it. And now what we can do, we can write the JavaScript code. For this we will be using jQuery because we need to initialize the authorization header. For that we will be using jQuery. So just write jQuery CDN and go to w3schools.com website, and here you need to copy paste the CDN of jQuery. This is the CDN. Just paste the CDN after the body ends like this. And now what we can do, first of all we can get the reference of the form, provide the ID which is my form. After getting this reference we can attach a event listener to it, form dot submit. So when the form submits, this function will execute. First of all we need to prevent it by auto submission of the form. Just execute e.prevent default. Now we need to get the value that the user has. So the search text, so I will be using S, and here then we can target the ID that we have given to it of search, and to get the value we will use dot val. So this will get the search query string. Now we will be passing the URL that we will be making a get request to. So this is a URL, copy paste it. Instead of passing this static we will be passing this dynamic one. That's it. After this we need to make a simple get request to it, so we will use $.ajax method, and inside this first we will pass the method which will be get method, and the URL we will pass the URL which we have defined in the URL variable. And the third option that we need to assign, which is the authorization header. So here we can just use the jQuery authorization header. So just search on Google and after that you can get the, just go to the substrate Stack Overflow. So here you can just see this is the header that you need to attach before send. So here is the, you can see that, put a comma. So this is a property here which is before send. So basically this property executes just before you execute this request. So here we are setting this request header which is authorization. So instead of passing this, we only need to pass our API key that we have. So inside this double quotes, we will copy paste our API key. Let me just again go to my API key. This is my API key. So copy paste it like this. That's it. Now we can get the data which the user has returned. So this is returned inside the success callback. So when the request is successful, this data will be returned to us. Let me just console log the data like this. And now we can right click open with live server. So it will open this at this port number. Let me right click inspect element and go to console. And here we can just write anything. Let's suppose flower. Click on search photos. And now it is saying to us that let me just open this with new tab. Authorization field missing. Let me just see. Uh, I think that we are making a mistake. Um, I think yes. We need to put a colon as well here. Colon. I think that that was a mistake. The colon was missing. And now if I refresh it, click flower, click search photos. And now just wait guys. It is fetching the photographs. So let me just see. Let me select JavaScript here. I think we need to remove this here. Just remove this comma here, and now let me see if it is working or not. If you're facing this problem, you can search on Google pixel authorization header in JavaScript. How to pass it, and you will be getting a answer here. You can see that this is a question here. So in this way, you can just do it. And what thing we are missing here? Let me just see. We are missing this. Uh, Let me just redo it. We are missing this. This is not queue. This needs to be query. I think that we are making a mistake here. And now you will see that, guys, it is returning the images here. These are the photographs. You can see that. The problem was we are using Q. It needs to be query here. You can see that. That was a minor mistake. The authorization header was right. It was not the mistake. The mistake was query. You need to replace Q with query here, like this. And now this is returning here 15 photographs. You can even change this number as well by providing an extra field, which is max results property as well. So you can just write this max results to be 50 photographs. So basically it will return 50 photographs to you. If I again refresh this, make it flower once again, search photos, and now what you will see, it will return 50 photographs. And also I think there is a property per page also inside this. Let me just see the, you can see per page. Yes, we need to per page. This is a property, you can see that per page. We are initializing it to 50 here, so it will now display 50 photographs per page. If I refresh, now you will see that it will display 50 photographs. You can see that. Now we just need to parse this. So parsing it is very simple. We need to, first of all, I need to turn off this autosave. So basically this is the array here. So we can just initialize a variable here of photos. So which will be empty. So here inside this we can just use photos variable, and the data, the array is located inside a property which is photos. So data.photos, you can see that this is the array which is holding all these photographs. And now we can loop through it. So for looping it, we can use the for loop. So you can use a variable I is equal to 0, and it will go until the length of this array. So photos dot length. So there is a length function which will give the length of the array. So for each iteration we need to build out a photo. So we can also declare a photo variable as well. So inside this photo variable we will display the photograph. So we will use the backtick symbol in order to write multiple lines of HTML code. So inside this there is a source property. You will see that we will display the original property here, original photograph. So this will be pretty simple, which will be, we will have this image tag, image source will be equal to, inside double quotes we can dynamically put our value, which will be the array which is photos here. Inside square brackets you can provide the iteration photo I, and there is a property which is a source. So basically this is the object. Inside source property we have this original, you can see that. Now we can close the image, and we need to add this to our body. So in order to add this to the body, we first of all need to create an element. So we can create a div which will have the ID of result. So what we can do here is that we can attach this photo to this result by using a jQuery function. First of all we need to target it by the ID, and there is a method which is append, like this append, and then we can pass our photo. That's it. So now if I refresh it, and also we need to turn off the autosave. And now you will see that, guys, it will display all the photographs in the original format. So it will take some time because the images are very large in size, so it will take some time to load on the web page. So what we can do here is that in order to fastly load these images, we can provide the width and the height to the image. So width we can provide as 200, and the height to also 200. If I refresh once again, and now you will see that now it is displaying these images really quickly on the web page because we have defined the width and the height. You can see that now we, with the help of this API, we have built a photo search application in JavaScript using Pexels API. You can see that. And one slight modification that we need to make is that we need to remove the results when we make a new request. So when we make a new request, we need to clear out the entries inside. We need to clear out the entries which are there. So we need to empty the result. That's it. So let me now change the topic to JavaScript. Click on search photos, and now all JavaScript related photographs will be displayed. Let me just change the per page property to only 5 so that the photographs are displayed really quickly. So let me just see Java. Now you can see that these are the 5 photographs which are displayed. So it is still taking time because the images size are really high, so that is why it is taking so much time. So you can right click it and save this image onto your computer, or you can right click, open this image in new tab in order to see the whole image like this. You can also zoom it, zoom out like this. So here I can just change the topic to book and click search photos. Now it will display the book related images. You can see that. So in this way, guys, you can create a book search application in vanilla JavaScript using the Pexels API. I have shown you the step-by-step process on how to build this application. So if you like this video, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel, and also tap the notification bell icon. And I will be seeing you in the next tutorial.